Hello and welcome to Wendbook Solutions. Today we are going to talk about invoicing. Click on Customers, Customer Center, and here it is together with other customer commands like quotations, sales orders, invoice, credit notes, cash sale. We click on Invoice, then first thing first, so we have to select the client. We can either scroll up and down to select our client or type the name. Or we can search from here. Okay. Now, the reason we didn't get anything here in the invoice address button is because the client there is nothing in the client address details, so we have to go back to the client, just copy paste, add some address as well. Whatever you type inside here will be shown up on invoice and on printout as well. So save it, close, come back, click invoice again, and here it is. Now, second thing is that we have to choose the profit center that will apply to the whole invoice. Okay. Now, the account is empty. That means we cannot continue and create the invoice. Even though I click save, this will be empty, so the system won't allow you to create an invoice if the client has no account receivable associated with his name. So we have to prepare the customer first correctly. So we go back. Just type here the information, go to the account details, and here it is, account receivable, and this is how we relate the client with the appropriate account receivable account. Now we also have some other information that we can fill up here, optional information like the default tax, payment terms, credit limit if any. Now the credit limit, you can leave it blank, otherwise if you type 0, that will be a credit limit 0. But if you leave it blank, that means there is no credit limit for that. Contact type, portal for reporting, rep, referral, and so on. A small piece of information here, useful information. Please take a note of the accounts blocked. For example, if this client has financial issues, doesn't pay, we can block the account. That's different from having the customer marked as inactive. Blocking the account means that we can do really nothing for this client. We can only receive payments and we can only use the received payments and use the allocate funds. That's all. And the reason is this information, it's part of the account details, is because the account details is fully controllable by the admin or has a separate access privileges than the normal user. So if we change this information here, we can hide them from the control security. Okay, so save and close, go invoice again, choose the client or search for it. Okay, and here it is, the accounts receivable. Now, we can choose date, payment terms, due date, and rep are disabled. This is because are coming automatically from the customer setup menu, customer details menu. So again, if you want to change this, you have to ask someone who has access, who has privileges to change this information in your account details, in your customer details. So let's carry on, go to add line. We may select the item, type for the item, or even search the item by using this is a wildcard search. For example, I'm looking something that 4 GB, okay, that's the one. Now, second thing is that I have to choose the warehouse, or if I'm not using warehouses, then leave this blank, the default will come on. So suppose I'm using a warehouse. Another thing is the serial number. If you have any serial number associated, then you can pick it up from here. Okay, so you see that this part found in Limassol warehouse has a serial number associated, which I can't choose it. I can change the quantity, I can change the rate. Now, unless I use the line discount, which actually it's an item discount, and on the column amount I can enter a fixed discount amount like 80 euros. Let's just put a VAT code here as well. Okay. Unless I'm using the line discount, if not, then I suppose I'm using this discount here, discount amount, or discount percentage. It's up to you. Okay. Let's delete this one. Then I have to choose this template, because this template will print out those two columns as well. So if I'm using a column discount, then I have to choose this template. If I'm using a line discount, then I can also choose this template here. Okay. Now let's move on. I can add a line and add more products. Okay. Or I can insert a line between them. Okay. Now the unit of measure comes directly from the items detail, from the item setup. Again, if I'm not using warehouses, you may leave this blank. The default one will come. The profit center, this is a default profit center selected from the top, but again, if you want to select a different one, you can choose it from here. You may have multiple profit centers and multiple warehouses, of course, in one invoice. Okay. Now, if you don't use profit centers, the default one will come, so don't worry about that. Customer message, the bottom, that's optional. You can use the purchase order care of, just to show some related information. That could be telephone order. Click save, and this is the invoice actually. Now if you just go back to find the client, you see that there is no invoice here. Simply click refresh, and here is the invoice. Of course, you can change the filter for the dates and see some other related transactions. Now to edit or delete the invoice, simply double click, and here is the invoice. Now, you can click save and new, save and close, that's the information here, or save. Previews, I will go previews and next. Delete the invoice, this is not recommended, but if there is such a need, that you can delete the invoice. Print. This will print the invoice. And you can also save it as Excel, PDF, Word, or print it directly. Okay. Now you can use the email invoice, and you can choose from a number of templates that you can set up later on. Of course, this is only one template has been set up here. So invoice default, preview. You can see that you can use the merge functionality on the system to create some email wording templates. Okay, and you can build more templates in administration, preferences, message templates. You can start building templates from here. Now, this is a journal number. Okay, if you click here, you see what happened behind at the ledger, what has been debited and what has been credited. Now, you can use the duplicate button if you want to duplicate this invoice and start a new one based on this one. Okay, you can choose to those two here to be email or to be printed later. You can later go to financial and click the batch print, the batch email. So you can batch print, a batch email, all the transactions that have been marked as to be printed or to be emailed. Of course, after printing them or emailing them, those marks will go away. Okay. You can click on history to see if there is anything related on this invoice, like payments, credit notes, or journal entries. Okay. Let me show you a quick example here. Let's save this. If, for example, go to this invoice, CRI 49, and click history, let's see. Yes, there is a credit note associated with that. I can either click to go to credit note or a link. Okay. Now let me just go back to my invoice. You can also create, click here to create a credit note related to this invoice, okay? Or you can use the recurring transaction if this invoice, if you want this invoice to be part of a recurring transaction, so will auto come up every, you set up the frequency here, daily, weekly, monthly. The system will notify you. It's just a matter of you of selecting yes or no, okay? Now I don't want to save changes here. Okay. We also have the slide bar at the right side where we can see the customer profile details. Who is this client? Okay. The phone, the mobile, of course, these information are missing from the customer setup. The credit limit, the balance so far, including this if it is saved. Open invoices, sales orders that are open quotations, and the recent transactions. We can also and type some notes. And add some more notes. And we can also attach documents either from our computer, okay, or from drag and drop from Outlook to link some emails, to copy some emails. Now, I can check the email from here. I can check all my invoices related to this client from here, okay? Or I can go to transactions, invoices, and see my invoices here. You can see that there is a small note icon next to the invoice. That means this invoice has some notes. If this invoice had some documents related on it, attached on it, then you could see the attachment icons as well. Now, that's all about invoices. Thank you for watching. Bye.